is Julie Durham. I oversee Success Ready programming in Wentzville, which means I help find all the outside programs and opportunities for our students to get outside of classroom walls to experience job shadowing, internships, apprenticeship opportunities, dual credit, anything that would be work-based learning and help them prepare for their future. So WSD Pathways are interconnected academic and elective courses that make sense for a student to go down a particular path to prepare for post-high school. So instead of taking a course here and there because that don't make rhyme or reason, we're taking courses that have a logical path or an order to some sort of success at the end that would help prepare you post-high school. Okay, so arts and communication is going to be that pathway for someone that wants to communicate, either in just the communication realm or fine arts, practical arts, something that gets them out in front of people using that creative side, that creative brain.
So my name is Danielle Corgan-Redser, and I'm an owner and photographer of Danielle Corgan Photography. So I'll say the cool thing about this pathway, and you make such a difference, and more than you even realize, life's full of ups and downs and crazy paths and journeys, and we all end up where we're supposed to be. But being in a school like this where they really value students and the experience, I think it's really cool that you can get that hands-on training early on. I think that's really cool that this school is here and has all those opportunities for kids, and that way they can find their passions right off the bat and go into college already having an idea of what they want to do, rather than just taking textbooks and studying something and then getting into the field and be like, oh wait, this isn't it. Like, they get hands-on training right away here.
Yeah, so business and global studies are going to be for those business-oriented people and those people that are working on the foreign languages. So you're something in the marketing realm, business, accounting, foreign language, thinking of those careers, even something like international business, where you can apply both at the same time. So really a business-oriented mindset.
My name's Adam Altrup. I am a senior veterinary diagnostics consultant for IDEXX Laboratories. Most of my job is helping veterinary practices grow by offering what they feel is appropriate medically to the pet owners. Yeah, so this is just a tube for collecting blood, tube for collecting more blood, and a sample cup that has some additive in it. They will collect the blood in these, send them over to our lab that's normally in their clinic, and run the samples. One of the things that is an everyday part of my job is hearing information, digesting that information, and trying to figure out how do I actually use that information, especially if you end up in consulting. They're giving you their data maybe, and then it's your job to figure out how do you help them with that data and achieve the goal that they have. So critical thinking, reading comprehension, mathematics, those are all really, really important. I'm stealing this straight from Mike Rowe, but don't follow your passion, as you'll hear it 1,000 times. Follow the opportunity and bring your passion. It's so simple and so completely correct. As just unsolicited advice, any sort of business training you can take advantage of, especially if it's in a path that's been put in front of you for free that helps you graduate, I would take it. Because the reality is, the concepts you're going to learn, the basics of every part of any kind of business training or education pathway, it is going to apply to the rest of your life, no matter what you do. I think any chance you get to have real business training or an education pathway that touches on at least the basics, it's going to help everything.
So Health and Human Services is going to be your medical professionals. So think of people like could be anywhere from a firefighter to a policeman to someone working anywhere in the medical realm, from inputting data all the way up to the doctor. It could even be someone like a yoga or a fitness instructor. So medical and health, anything that falls in those categories.
I am Dr. Jeffrey Lant. I'm an optometrist at Four Circles Vision Therapy. I perform routine eye exams and have a specialty in treating different types of problems that people have with what we call functional vision problems. My diagnostic equipment, so a machine like this is my best friend. It helps me take measurements of how well somebody is seeing, how well somebody's using their eyes together. So there's a whole myriad of tests that I can do that helps me understand what a patient can and can't do. I think it gives them options to see all sorts of different directions you can go. This gives them a chance to see some of those options beforehand and explore some of those ways, because there's so many things you can do and go in so many directions. I think that the pathway is great because it's going to cover a lot of the basics that you're going to have to go on to when you get into college and further career. All the science courses that are very, when you're at the high school level, are going to be very broad, and then you go to college and it narrows it down, and you go into professional or doctorate school and it narrows it down even more and more. So as much exposure as you have early on, I think gives you the advantage. I think in the medical profession, really important to understand, do you like people, and how do you want to interact with people? And it takes, there's different type of doctors that really, and not just doctors, any medical profession, nurses, technicians, anybody, you interact with people all the time, and you have to want to have that desire of, I want to help somebody get better at something, just improve their life anyway. So I love my profession in that I get to help people one-on-one and spend time with them. Just going down the path to figure out, I want to go in this direction, understanding that if you have a desire to help people in the medical way, there's a ton of options for you. And I found, as I went along with each stage within my education, I was able to narrow down what I wanted to do more and more and more. And it was even after I graduated from my doctoral degree that I then specialized in what I do now. So it's an amazing process. So the more exposure you have to those choices beforehand, I think gives you a better track. Don't feel like you have to have your life figured out right away. Give yourself options and allow that to just go in a direction that's going to be able to build you to something you want to do. And as you go along, you'll learn more specifically what it is that makes you tick, what it is that makes you passionate.
So STEM is going to be our engineering, our computer science. Those are even going to be your trades. So those trade skills that we need, because they need all those same skills to do those skilled trades in labor.
So my name is Chris Allensworth, and I am a mechanical engineer. And my field of mechanical engineering, we focus mainly on building design. So we work with architects and owners to help them design buildings. And then our firm specifically does MEP engineering, which is mechanical and electrical and plumbing engineering. So we help design the plumbing systems for the building, the power and lighting for a building, and all the air conditioning, heating, cooling for a building. I specifically do mechanical, but we work as an office. We have all these different departments, and we'll work. So when you design a building, you have a whole project team, all the way from an architect who kind of gives you the shell of the building, the walls, the floors, and everything, and they're kind of in direct contact with usually the owner or the person who wants to build the building. We all work together to, again, on our side, we would model the building in 3D, so we can kind of create a blueprint for a construction team to then take all of the design documents that we create and then use it to actually build the building. We're always going to need buildings, and buildings are always changing, and it's always going to be something that's a need, and it's always a field that's going to be seeking to grow and improve, especially as we try to just become more energy conscious. We try to become more efficient with how we do things, and we try to just create places that are suitable to work for people all around the world. Engineering is such a broad field, and engineers can do a lot of different things and use the same skill sets, but it's important for students to get exposed to just different pathways, because you can use the same skill set. I could be a mechanical engineer and work on an airplane, or I could work on machinery, or I could work on buildings. And having a little bit more dedicated or specified coursework will kind of give students the opportunity to get their hands wet a little bit and experience that a little bit before they have to decide something that they may end up doing for the rest of their life. They want to know it's something that they're going to enjoy.
I would say I probably was one of those people too at first, like, let us be kids, why are we worried about this? But now looking at the workforce, looking at these kids going through school, we need some guidance. And what's neat about the pathways is you're not locked into them. This is just a plan. It's just a way to see your courses, see how they logically make sense, and understand why you're taking them. At any point in time, a student can say, you know what, my interests have changed. So I would tell the people, we're not saying that because your student said they have an interest in this at 6th grade, that by the time they graduate, that's that's what they have to do. By no means are we saying that. We're saying every year, let's reevaluate, see where your interests are, see what's changed, see where your class load is, and let's align your courses to make sense with where you are to help prepare you for the future. The best place to go would be our WSD website. When you go onto the academic services page, there's a whole tab for pathways. And when you click on pathways, it gives a breakdown of all 5 pathways, all the subcategories under those, and the classes that a student would need to take to be a completer. The second best would be going to your school counselor. So either that college and career counselor or anybody on the counseling team in your school. And then as always, you can always reach out to me personally. It's Julie Durham, Success Ready Programming, and I will meet with you and I will help you through the process. I just think that pathways are a really, really great way for kids to help find success post-high school, and that I really hope that all the kids in the WSD take part in it.